Welcome into the Coach and Company podcast for Tuesday, October 7th. I am the coach. If you missed any of the morning show on Stadium and Valley Sports Live, I encourage you to go back and watch it on our Coach and Company YouTube page. While you are there, hit that subscribe button and share and like the show. We really appreciate it. Now, whether you listen to this podcast courtesy of our partnership with Believe, or you watch the video on YouTube, we do appreciate that you take the time. Now, we do have a ton of other content coming out of BTT Studios every single day. Coach and Bro, huge audience yesterday. Thank you all very much for watching live. If you missed that pro wrestling show I do with Vince Russo, check it out on our BTT YouTube page. It's really a lot of fun. Then also I have my own show on SiriusXM, Off the Ropes with the Coach, 2 to 4 Eastern time every single day. Now, joining me today, Mikey P, my guy from Sure Dog USA. And Mikey, when you do shows like this, you got to take your fandom out of it a lot of times. And last night, as I watched my Kansas City Chiefs blow a 14-point lead. We've all had it. You've had it with the Bears. I've had it with the Chiefs. It's not easy to watch, but whenever I complain or go, oh, that sucks, well, you have 3 Super Bowls already. It doesn't take away from the sting of blowing a 14-point lead, going up by 7, only to throw a 99-yard pick six going the other way, and then having a 4-point lead, kicking the ball out of bounds. You've got a guy making holding call. It was just a bunch of errors, and Patrick Mahomes couldn't dig them out of it. Then on the flip side, Jacksonville, they're 4-1. You got to give them a ton of credit. That was a statement win on a Monday night.
The AFC South, I think they're still drunk with the Colts and the Jaguars sitting atop of the division. But I still believe that game was a measuring stick of where Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars are compared to where the Chiefs are. All jokes aside, all questions aside for these two teams, I believe the Chiefs are still a threat in the AFC, and I don't just mean the AFC West. I mean the entire conference. Only Trevor Lawrence, maybe a couple others, would make the costly mistake he made going into the end zone. That is a Pop Warner move that Nick Bolton had, knocking the ball out of his hand as he's trying to extend. For my money, the Chiefs should have won that game minus a 99-yard pickoff return from Devin Lloyd. So for me, I still believe the Chiefs are a true threat. While Jacksonville is a nice surprise, I will give them credit, but I am not feeling them as a serious threat just yet.
And, you know, the Chiefs have proven on that they can get to the Super Bowl in different ways. They have gone to Buffalo and Baltimore in the same postseason and won in order to get there. So they understand, whether you're Mahomes or Kelce or any of those veterans, that if they just get into the dance, they're going to be fine. And guess what? We still have 12 games left. This is only week number 5, and they're only a game back. And I got to be honest, Mikey, the Chargers are losing big-time players by the week, and they lost to the Commanders at home. Denver, big-time comeback against Philadelphia on Sunday. So both those teams are 3-2. But when I look at Kansas City, and I say the first, 3 weeks they played without Xavier Worthy. He comes back. Clearly their offense is different with him in. Then you got Thornton. Sometimes it's a blessing in disguise when you can have a player, because let's be honest, Thornton would not be on the field if Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy had been playing since week 1. So now you've got a wide receiver with a lot of confidence. He had 3 catches for 90 yards last night. So if we can stay in it, or if the Chiefs can stay in it, then you're going to have 3 really fast wideouts. Hollywood Brown is still a good receiver. Turn your head around on the final drive, please. And then you got Travis Kelce, and you got 2 running backs who both went over their numbers last night. So those are 7 weapons that I just announced that the Chiefs still have. So I'm with you. I feel like they're right there. They just got to stop making these dumb mistakes, these penalties that were all over the field last night. Very, very clunky for them. And I have a feeling, Mikey, there's going to be a couple of special teams players that will not be wearing a Chiefs jersey next week. Just a gut feeling. What about you?
Yeah, listen, I know it's 2025 and we're all apologizing for sideline outbursts and coaches being hard. No, as bad as the Jets are, thank you, Aaron Glenn, for bringing back a little bit of coaching toughness into the NFL. You make a mistake, you're gone. It's that simple. And as far as what the Chiefs have on offense, listen, Coach, I'm going to say it right here, right now. By the end of the season, for as good as Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice are, Tyquan Thornton will be your favorite Chief not named Patrick Mahomes. I believe in this kid. He is what happens in the NFL when opportunity meets a guy who needs it, right? The Patriots just gave him away, and he has stepped up. I really like Tyquan Thornton in Kansas City.
He kind of reminds me of T. Higgins a little bit. He's super tall, skinny, makes really tough catches, adjusts on the ball really well. So I love when a Monday night, to me, Monday Night Football is supposed to be a great game. It's supposed to be too, and I feel like sometimes the NFL the last few years is, remember they used to have that rule where every team had to play on Thursday. I don't think that's the case anymore, because if you're paying billions of dollars and you're Amazon or you're ESPN, I better get a damn good game. And I can't have the Jets playing. Oh, that happened last week. That's right. So I still love it when Monday night games are good. And last night was two good teams, two really good quarterbacks, a great young coach. He's the first Jags coach to ever win 3 of his first 4. So clearly the first one to ever win 4 of his first 5. How good do you think Jacksonville ultimately really is?
I think they're a playoff threat. I think maybe they're a team that you don't want to see in the wild card round, but I wouldn't go any further than that. They're having a nice season. If anything, to me, Liam Cohen is there to justify the contract that the Jacksonville Jaguars gave Trevor Lawrence. If it's a good first year together, then they can say, okay, all right, thank God we got this coach and quarterback duo, because we were really starting to worry about our investment. I think they'll be just fine.
Now, the NFL schedule makers, I don't know if they're relatives of the Jags or not, or the Jags owner, but they are really, really sitting pretty. They had Kansas City at home last night. They have Seattle at home this coming week. They have the Rams at home the week after that. Then they have their bye, and then, 4 out of 5 on the road. Here's those 4. Raiders, Texans, which are playing better, home to the Chargers, beat up, at Arizona, at Tennessee. If they don't make the playoffs with that schedule, Mikey, I can't do anything for them. I can't do anything for them. Can you?
No. And, we're starting to see their offense really come together. I think Brian Thomas Jr., although it wasn't an explosive game for him, he looked a bit more confident. Travis Hunter had his best offensive performance. So there's really not much to, stack the odds against Jacksonville, because you always talk about the schedule. And I don't want to be in the minority of this opinion, but I believe, and I feel this way of all leagues, we need to have more availability for flex scheduling. Every single week. Every single week.
I do too. Yeah. You don't know in August, or hell, the schedule's made in April and May, who the really good team. You can predict the top 4 or 5, but you can't have them play primetime every single week. But I agree with you, because Sunday night, Monday, and Thursday should be bangers almost every single week. Elsewhere, and by the way, if you're new to our podcast here, it's different than a weekly podcast. We only go 20, 25 minutes every single day, and we try to hit on the biggest stories of the day. And this next one is a big headline, but not necessarily a big story. And it's why LeBron James, who's my 3rd favorite athlete of all time behind Tiger and MJ, drives me crazy sometimes. This big announcement, the second decision. I was there for the first one all those years ago. And Mikey, it's something about Hennessy and the whole world stopping today at noon Eastern. We're recording this live at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. He's going to get more people saying, why did you waste my time?
Coach, as one of the greatest heels in WWE history, how do you not love this? LeBron James is he's bought in. He is everyone's villain in the NBA, and I love him for going all in on this. Everyone's like, oh my God, he's going to retire. Listen, LeBron will retire on his own terms. All due respect, this is not a John Cena farewell tour. I don't even think he would get the public reception he would want if they gave him a farewell tour. I didn't know you could have gift baskets with middle fingers all the way through. So for LeBron James, good on you for trolling the public. Like, I love it.
You don't think he's gonna get that rocking chair like they do with some of those teams? They bring out their, and then show the video and the whole 9 yards. I mean, he loves the attention. He's a great businessman. Clearly, he's got a great team around him. His production. I just saw an interview the other day where he said he really wants to be a high-level content creator, but not like on Instagram, like making real shows. He's the guy behind The Wall, which is one of my favorite game shows. I would love to host The Wall. I love game shows. It's always been one of my bucket lists to host a game show. I always wanted to do Family Feud. And I don't know if you've seen my appearance on Family Feud, but we had WWE week. It was a few years ago. I may or may not, Mikey, have embarrassed myself, my family, my future family. I was embarrassed. I took it way, way too seriously. Ric Flair was on our team, and he's like, Coach, why are you taking this? Are you kidding me, Rick? This is Family freaking Feud. This is a bucket list. But alas, LeBron James says he wants all athletes. He wants all these guys that want to do their shows to come to him and pitch him first. He may regret that decision because there's a lot of athletes out there that think their next podcast is going to be the next hit, the next Bussin' with the Boys, when it's probably not going to be. But give LeBron credit because he doesn't want to just ride into the sunset as a billionaire. He wants to keep working, and that's what competitors do.
Well, as a former legendary athlete in yourself, Coach, and someone who really resembles almost identical to Kevin Hart and yours truly, Bronny, give us a call. Let's get us on the production, right? Like, and here's the thing. I love that LeBron just feeds into it. For so long, we wanted to see that our athletes, our superstars, were more than just a box score. We wanted to see personality. And LeBron's really one of the first to change that era, that culture of, I'm going to show you guys, whether you like it or not, who I am. And I'm going to be the dad who gets my son into the NBA, whether you like it or not. His commercials with Kevin Hart on DraftKings are one of the funniest, and I feel like they don't even have a script. They're just like, Kevin.
There's no script. There's no script because Kevin just starts talking, just like his new iPhone commercial too. There's no script. Oh God, oh my gosh, those are so easy to do. Have you seen, by the way, speaking of commercials, you know the guy who hosts America's Got Talent, who I love. Have you seen his "Making My Way Downtown" in the Ram truck commercial?
No, I have not seen that
Oh
one.
my God, it's like one shot, and he sings. Oh my God, "Making My Way," that song. I mean, there's some really easy commercials out there, and I want to get in the way of that money train. Just let me get run over by it. Some other stories as far as the NBA is concerned. By the way, did you know the NHL, if we wouldn't have done the morning show together, was dropping their puck on their season today on October? I always think it's a little early. October 7th is a little early for a winter sport on ice. I don't know why they don't wait till November, but they start their playoffs a lot earlier. But the NBA starts 1 week from tonight. The games are on NBC on a Tuesday. That's a big deal because those scripted shows make a lot of money for these networks. So NBC's all in on getting the NBA back. We're going to see the Thunder next week, and then the Lakers are the second game against Golden State. When you think about Steph, you don't think of him like LeBron. You don't think of him as old. You just think of him as timeless. But he's also over 35 now, has the best days of Steph Curry. Now, are they behind him?
Yeah, they absolutely are. I think that's just the way basketball and father time works. You know what? I like it though because Jimmy Butler now is there in Golden State. I think we're going to see one last run with everybody together with Jimmy, Draymond, Steph, and Seth. Oh, did you not hear? Yes, Seth Curry is a member of the Golden State Warriors this year. So I like that, right? When you're over 35 and you know the calendar is counting down on your career, why not just have fun with it? LeBron's got his son. I think Steph's got his son and his brother and Seth. So I think, this is what makes basketball fun in 2025 when we can really lean into not just the talent, but the storylines with these players as well.
Seth Curry is a sharpshooter. And if you can, and I think he's going to help his brother a lot. I really do. Because now Steph, you're going to have one shooter on one side and you're going to have Steph on the other. And if you load up on Steph, Seth can absolutely fill it up from deep. But the one player that I'm really looking forward to, because I didn't see 1 minute of the European basketball championships, but Luka is down 40 pounds. He looks like he's completely invested. He clearly wants the biggest super max that he can get. Now, he could still make ultimately the same amount of money, I guess. But since they traded him away, the super maxes are saved for a player who stays with the same team. You got to be. I don't know all the boxes you got to check, but when you get traded, all that starts over basically. But he's still making a ton of money. But in a couple of years, he could make $70 to $80 million a year based off of the revenue share model that they have in place right now. What do you expect from him based off of what you've seen that in one off season, he dropped so much weight?
I think we see this become Luka's Lakers and not LeBron's Lakers anymore. And that's okay. That is quite frankly okay. People are saying, oh, they signed DeAndre Ayton. He's been terrible. He's not going to work out with LeBron. It's not about who fits with LeBron. LeBron is just there to sell tickets and maybe chase one more ring. This is going to be Luka's franchise. They're all in. And coach, back to that contract. Yeah, the Mavericks trading him cost him over $100 million. You want to talk about a revenge tour? Oh, I'm sitting back. Oh, I'm sitting back. And then they go, if they play Dallas and Cooper flag, and Luke is probably like, hey, just give it like 2 years. You'll be out of
here. Yeah, don't worry about it. I will say this, though, that if you ask me, say, what would be the one city that you would want to live in the United States if you could? It would be Dallas. I love Dallas. That Dallas is very new. The whole city looks new. I love their arena. We used to go there at least twice a year when I was in the WWE, American Airlines Center, and I think American Airlines Arena is in Miami. It's a great arena. They have a brand new football stadium, essentially. Their baseball stadium is literally right next door to the Cowboys stadium. Their practice facility is so good, Mikey, that they have state football championships in it. A practice facility. So to me, if you're an athlete, how has the Cowboys not won in 28 years? They should be able to get everybody. Just like I don't understand how Oregon hasn't won a national championship because they have the best facilities, bar freaking none, which takes me to my final topic today because we always look ahead. And I feel like college football, now that we're starting midweek, is really starting to ramp up. And the number one team in the country, because their games have been so dominant, has not been talked about, and that's Ohio State. They won 42-3. The week before, they held Washington to 6. We might be seeing one of the dominant seasons that we've seen in quite some period of time from a Big Ten team or any team.
Yeah, and it's frustrating because you look at consistency versus surprise. And when you talk about college football, that's what Ohio State and their running mate in the Miami Hurricanes have been. Everyone is drinking the Miami Hurricane Kool-Aid. I'm not sure that I would advise that. But with Ohio State, you look at the guy who I will pound the table for time and time and time again, Caleb Downs, the best player in college football. And yet we don't even talk about him because he's a safety and there's no way he could go top 5 in the NFL draft. It's all got to be these mid-tier quarterbacks. No, I think Ohio State is going to have one of the greatest defensive performances in the season that we never talk about because we all want to get on the trend. We all want to get with Miami and Carson Beck. Ohio State's legit.
By the way, they also have a wide receiver who I think is going to be a top 5 pick too. He's a beast. What's his? I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he's a beast. There you go, Jeremiah Smith. And then the dude down in Florida who had a coming out party last Saturday. That dude's a man. I love when the announcers, because I've been in so many of those production meetings. Whoa, when I asked the coaches about that guy, woo! And I'm like, they don't do that. They just go, yeah, he's really good. You know, they're like, whoa, he couldn't stop time. They're like, but this dude, when you see him with their pads off and they, in the pregame and their 6-pack, and you're like, that's why they're Division I and everybody else is not. One final nugget. I just had this sent to me. This is kind of sad, but understandable. So TNT, who lost the NBA, they lost Charles and the whole deal because they didn't want to spend billions, and it makes sense because they only would have been spending that for the pregame show and the postgame show. And now that show is going to be on ESPN. They have changed the NBA on TNT social handles, Mikey, to TNT Sports US, and they've deleted all previous posts from the account's history. So they've gotten rid of everything that they've ever done with the NBA on that handle like it never existed.
That might be the worst breakup of all time. Forget your divorces. That there's bitter and then there's that. It's sad though. And I just really hope because I feel in so many sports, we have changing of the guards, right? We're going to have that whole crew go over to ESPN. And I feel like we forgot about it through the course of the baseball season and football. And now we're like, oh, wait, I forgot that happened. The only thing I have to say about that show moving over to ESPN, don't change it. Don't change it. I need Shaq and a fool. I need Chuck and Shaq yelling at each other. Don't change it.
Well, all I can do is base my opinion off of what Charles has said, and Charles continues to be Charles. He's like, they haven't even told us how much we're working yet. We don't even know. And if they tell me this much, I ain't showing up. Can you imagine? Hey, Chuck, just shut it down for the last 3 months of the season. It'll be Shaq, Kenny. Is Ernie still? I'm assuming Ernie's going to do the show, right?
I believe so. I know when it was all the talks began, I heard that he was going to be like, I'm standing by Turner, but I think maybe that ESPN paycheck might have changed his mind.
They all make north of 10 mil. So, yeah, when that stops coming in, yeah, you feel it. You feel it. All right. Don't forget all of our content. I encourage you to subscribe to both of our YouTube channels, please. Coach and Company and BTT. We've got tons of content, a lot of evergreen content as well. And we continue to grind. We are knee deep in the football season, and these days and these weeks go so very, very fast. But we love doing this, and we thank you for the support. That's going to do it for now. I'll see you guys on Sirius XM this afternoon from 2 to 4 Eastern time with Off the Ropes for Mikey P, producer man. I'm the coach. We'll see you tomorrow right here on the Coaching Company, the podcast. Take care.